In today's video, we're going to be talking about what's in my camera bag. And as you can see, this is the camera bag. And I also have a tripod. I can't exactly fit it in, but you get the idea. So first of all, let's start off with the tripod itself. Now, I'm going to make a separate video about which tripods I prefer, what I'm looking for in a tripod. This is not my only tripod, but this is the one that I use most of the time, and especially if I'm outdoors. So what I like about it is that it's not too tall when it's compact, and this is the Manfrotto Compact Light, and so you can fit it into a bag, a backpack and stuff like that, and it just works tremendously well. Good quality, it's not too heavy. I like this thing. It's a kind of a swivel ring to it. It's not like a fast adapter or anything like that. I don't like that junk. It just takes too much time to, change cameras and stuff like that. And I also like the legs, that they work like this, that I can fold them out and snap it on. I don't like those ones with the rings where you have to sort of turn in order to fix the legs. I don't like that stuff. So this is a very good tripod. I highly recommend all of these products. By the way, I'm gonna put links below in the video description so you can check it out for yourself. Now, let's take a look at what's in my camera bag. So, starting off with the camera bag itself, these come in different sizes. This is a Low Pro, and it's a good brand. I haven't really tested too many camera bags, but I've used this for like 10 years or so, so I don't even think I can find the exact model that I'm using here, but I will find an equivalent and put it in the video description. But remember, you can have like different sizes of this thing. Okay, so opening this thing up, starting off with the camera itself, boom. This is the Sony A7C. I've made lots of videos. I have a cool review of the Sony A7C, and I genuinely like this camera a lot. It's my first full frame camera, and this is my go-to camera basically. Now, I'm recording this video with the GH5, which I think is a good secondary camera that I still use for B shots and slow motion. It has the 4K 60 frames per second, which this unfortunately does not have. But the image quality on this thing is just spectacular, and I really like it. Now, talking about the lenses, what I have on here is the Samyang 35mm f1.4. This is the lens that I use for most of my vlogs, and it's sort of my go-to lens that I have with me at all times. It's just a perfect focal length, and I just enjoy using it. It's kind of big and heavy, but it's super sharp. You get really nice background blur, and I just really adore it. I also keep an extra lens in my camera bag, and that will be this one. This is the Tamron 28-75mm f2.8. This is a classic, okay? So most people that use Sony full frame lenses, they have this lens because it just works. It works for all types of situations. It's kind of fast, especially with a full frame camera, then it just works tremendously well. It's got pretty good build quality, but it's not too heavy. And I really like the price on this thing. Is very valuable for what you can do with it. So that's something that I always carry with me if I want to have like a telelens or a wider angle. And yeah, that's pretty much what I use. Now, when it comes to filters, I'm not a huge fan of filters because different lenses have different sizes, and so it feels like you have to have like 6 or 8 filters, and I just don't like to carry that with me. But I do have a very special filter here that I highly recommend. This is a K&F filter. It's a hybrid filter, and what's so good about this one is that it is CPL and ND filter in one. So you can turn it for the ND function, and then there are these little pegs that you can move for the CPL function, or actually it's the other way around. And so I really like this one. This is actually a smaller model, and it's not too expensive, and I like to keep it very compact, but I usually try to avoid using filters altogether. I think you can achieve pretty much everything if you can just adjust the shutter speed and aperture and stuff like that on the camera. But yeah, I always do have ND filter with me, which just gives you more color, and you can sort of play around a bit more with the aperture if you're using a filter like this. I think I will actually make a video about filters and my thoughts on them in some other time. Now, in the camera, I do have a memory card. It's a 128 gigabyte memory card. It's a Kingston, really super fast memory card, so you can transfer files from your memory card to your computer very fast. I sort of like memory cards that way, but it's not a necessity, but it's the one that I recommend. And I do also have this little cool waterproof memory card holder where I can have additional memory cards. Now, I prefer to have several memory cards and not just one, you know, so I can have something like a 1 terabyte or 512 gigabytes. That's very cool, but the idea of having all my photos, all my video files on one memory card, I just don't like it. So I just really like the idea of having spare memory cards in a case like this. And so sometimes memory cards break down, and so it's always good to have spare ones. And of course, an extra battery. Now, you'll see here that this is an original extra battery. These are quite expensive, but I've had too many bad experiences with knockoffs and, you know, pirate copies of batteries, so I'm just not gonna play with those things anymore. Yes, it is quite expensive, and yes, Sony knows it. That's why I mark up the price pretty substantially, but this is quality. You get what you pay for. Enough said. And for that battery, I also do carry a dual charger, so I can hook this up to a power bank, and while I'm on the go and filming and taking photos, I can charge it in my backpack using the power bank. So that's something that I recommend people to get, a dual charger like this. This is not an original one, but these work pretty great. It's a smart charger, so you can charge 2 batteries at the same time. You got a little cool display here, so you know how well they're charging. And this is something that I added quite recently to my camera gear. This is actually for the GoPro. This is the GoPro Lens Mod, and it's basically just a light. And what I really like about this, it's very small, the battery life is very good, and in dim situations, if you're vlogging when it's like dark outside or something, you just put this on here. Now, even though this is for GoPro, you can still fit it on a cold shoe mount, and it just works brilliantly like so. So basically, yeah, this is what's in my camera bag. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button. Hitting the like button is helping a small YouTuber like myself, you know, with the YouTube algorithm and stuff like that. So it will really be appreciated if you did something like that for me. Okay, so that's it. This is what's in my camera bag. Really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get an update whenever I release a new video. That's all I had for today. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. I'd be happy to answer any questions that I get.